Dr. Helmut Marko has been doing the rounds in the media as usual ahead of a Grand Prix, and this time he's actually kind of graciously admitted that his Red Bull team is not the fastest on the grid anymore. In fact, he said that 2 teams are currently ahead of them in the overall performance pecking order. So let's have a look at what he said. So, Red Bull has fallen behind not 1 but 2 F1 teams as the first half of the 2024 season has been completed. I have done a mid-season driver grades review if you guys haven't seen it already, going over my opinions on every driver performance in the first half of the season, because Silverstone did mark the halfway point, round 12 of 24, so yes. But a lot has changed in that time. I mean, you think about how dominant Max was during the first 5 rounds of the season. There was only really his retirement because of a mechanical issue in Australia that stopped him winning the first 5 rounds. You know, things have definitely changed since then. And Marko has admitted this. He said, and I quote, "Thank God there's an update in Budapest, and we hope that it will take us a step forward," referring to obviously Red Bull's update. I think it's a front wing or something like that. He's also admitted that Red Bull now needs to be perfect during race weekends to win races. One thing is certain, he added, the update has to work because we are currently behind McLaren, and if you look at the race in England, we are also behind Mercedes. Yeah, Mercedes and McLaren, definitely the fastest cars on the grid in Silverstone. Obviously that changed as the race went on. Max was the fastest car in the latter stages of the race, but for a long time they looked well beaten. In fact, even Carlos Sainz was catching Max Verstappen in the Ferrari. So I mean, they got a big lead in the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship, but that might not last forever. That might not last, especially the Constructors one, with how well McLaren are doing at the moment. But the good news, said the 81-year-old, God, he's 81 years old now, wow, the 81-year-old Austrian, is that Red Bull's rivals appear to be taking it in turns to win races, which is helping Max to maintain and even extend his current points lead. But we can't rely on that, said Marko. I also believe that Ferrari is no longer in the running, but we have to be able to win on our own again. That's our goal. We still have 12 race weekends ahead of us, and we can't rely on there always being others behind us and now ahead of us, and that benefiting us. Another issue for Red Bull is the Constructors' Championship, like I said, because Sergio Perez right now is letting the side down. You know, he's been in incredibly bad form, and I've done a few videos already on Perez. Apparently Lawson and Ricciardo are both looking like they're going to get in for his seat in the summer break. Apparently there's like a performance clause that if he's 100 points behind by the summer break, and 100 points behind Verstappen, that is, they can sack him. Marko said that, Perez is mentally battered, which is an interesting phrase, and I don't disagree with his current form at the moment. And in fact, Marko said, we need 2 drivers at the front for the Constructors' Championship, and we still hope that Sergio will find his form again. We will evaluate the situation after the next 2 races in the summer break, and then we'll see. Ooh, that sounds ominous. Marko also hinted that Liam Lawson is now on the cusp of making a full-time step up to F1, with rumours suggesting the Red Bull will oust the 34-year-old Daniel Ricciardo at the Junior Racing Bull team. Oh wow, he said, it's good that young people are coming to F1. I'm absolutely in favour of that, he said, referring to the 2024 Shocky. Wow, that feels so bad for Ricciardo, man. I don't think he's done a lot wrong. I don't think he's done too much right either, but I feel that'd be so harsh on him if he gets kicked out for Lawson mid-season. But then again, I thought that Lawson should have been in the seat for Racing Bull full-time this season anyway, so maybe the universe is balancing itself out. But yeah, there's a full article on the F1 Chronicle that goes over this as always, guys. I'll put the link to that in the description of this video as always. But yeah, it very much sounds to me like they're thinking about getting rid of Perez, but Ricciardo on the cusp of getting sacked too. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm definitely surprised at that. And of course, as always, do keep it tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com for much more F1 news just like this.